Hi there. I'm going to show you three-part breath here on this video. And normally I would have you start lying down. I would have my students start lying down in a comfortable position. You can either let their knees be supported by two blocks under their hips, or if you have no props available, just step your feet slightly wider apart than the width of your hips and let your knees drop toward each other. And this is really nice because it's very relaxing for your abdomen. The groin area can really soften here. Um, so I can't lie on the ground and demonstrate for you because something goes weird with my audio on this video thing. So I'm going to sit straight up and we'll see how this works. And so I encourage you to lie back and find a comfortable position, a neutral position for your spine, and then just close your eyes. And that whole shift as we close the eyes is so important because it just takes us from the world around us and begins to open up our inner awareness of the world behind our eyes. And so we just settle in and soften in, relax into the way that the breath is. However it's moving through your body, just try to soften and relax your skin, your outer muscles. Just let yourself be moved however the breath wants to move you, without any resistance, without any judgment. Feel the floor underneath the back of your body, where the hardness of the floor meets your skin on the back side. And as you feel that support, consciously yield your weight downward into that support and into gravity. Every exhalation is an opportunity for you to yield more weight, more tension, whatever it is you're holding on to. Just allow it to pour downward with every exhalation into the support of what's holding you. And so it's also a nice practice to just observe, like, where in your body feels mobile, what parts of you are receptive to the flow of breath, or perhaps if there's places inside that are not moving as easily or maybe even resistant to the breath. It's just nice to allow the light of awareness to move through the body and just notice what is without making any effort to change. Just observe, just put your awareness there. That's really the first step. And so we feel like it's okay to show up exactly as we are. And so after you take a few minutes here in this position, you can start going to the next step. Okay, so three-part breathing. The very first part is to put your hands right over your low belly, lying on the floor, and then just breathe. Breathe into your hands. See if you can feel your hands rise and fall with every inhale, and every exhale, the hands sink back toward the spine. Okay, so you encourage yourself, your friends, if you're teaching, to just allow the movement to travel all the way down as if you were able to breathe into the core of your pelvis. Your hands just gently float on the mobility of your abdomen. And this is very important because this part of our bodies oftentimes is referred to as the hara. Hara, H-A-R-A, it's the seat of the emotions. It's like the center of our body, and sometimes we hold it so tight and so tense as a way of protecting ourselves, as a way of kind of resisting or bracing life in a way. So you want to just really let that soften. It's going to open up this whole different layer of intimacy with our own feelings and thoughts and sensations in the body. So this is really important. And then we can also just explain, physiologically what's happening with the breath. And so as the oxygen moves in through the nose and down into your lungs, it's dropping down into this shape change that's occurring. Your diaphragm muscle itself is dropping, and it's pressing against your inner organs, right on top of the viscera there. And as the diaphragm muscle descends, your hands rise as a result. That the inner organs kind of push up into your hands in a way. It's not really the air that's moving there, but it feels like the air is moving there, and it's okay to say that, If you want to breathe down into your belly. There's nothing wrong with that. But just feeling the rise and fall of your hands. And the diaphragm muscle is responsible for like 75% of respiration. This is how it pulls and creates that open sort of a vacuum space for the breath to draw in. Okay, and then after you become familiar with this movement and just the rise and fall of your hands in the lowest part of the breath there. You're going to make this shape with your hands. Wrap your thumbs behind your ribs and your fingers in front of the ribs. Okay, and you kind of squeeze in a little bit, put a little pressure there. And now just isolate the movement in the middle of your rib cage, in your thoracic area. So just want to get your hands to move. When you inhale, there's an expansion and the ribs expand front to back and side to side as the intercostal muscles open up the hinge of the ribs. There's even joints there that allow the rib cage to move like this. And then as you exhale, the ribs move down and in from all directions, kind of hugging right around the spine. Okay, this is creating again that little contraction that allows the breath to move out of the body. So we're inhaling and exhaling. This is so beneficial, gosh, for people with asthma, allergies, just to get that movement. People will get all kinds of little pops and cracks in their spine because everything just gets locked up there. And so this play, this movement of the rib cage is so fun and so essential. Right? Keep them there for a few breaths or stay there for a few breaths yourself, and then place one hand over the belly and the other hand over your heart, over your chest. And so now you move into the whole three-part breathing. As you inhale, your left hand rises a bit as the diaphragm descends, and then the ribs open in all directions. And then lastly, the breath is pulled all the way to your upper hand, right underneath the collarbone area, like armpit area, your whole upper chest. And there's a pause at the top of the breath. And then as you exhale, it's like pouring water from a glass. The chest descends, the ribs hug in from all directions. Your navel sinks back toward the spine. And as the diaphragm muscle presses up and all the carbon dioxide is released, there's a pause once again in that stillness, in that emptiness. Okay? And then there's the inhale again, belly, ribs, chest, all directions. And in the fullness, there's the pause. The pause is called the kumbhaka or kumbhaka, Kumbhaka, rich in mythology and symbolism. It's the place between where you're being breathed and you're offering back out. It's like the veil is so thin. It's like the gateway of the heavens in those pauses. It's like this deep place to sink into your being. So the pauses are called the kumbhaka. Your inhalation is called the puraka, Puraka. The pause is the kumbhaka. And then the exhale is called the rechaka, Rechaka. Now, depending on what words are forward and back of it, rechaka is like the full word, but oftentimes it's shortened and the A sound is left off of it. So really either way, rechak, kumbhak. Traditionally, I think more authentically, that's the way it's said. So there's a little bit of play there as well. So the inhale, the pura, kumbhak, recha, kumbhak. Again, so the pause is called the same thing on both sides, or on the top and on the bottom. And just having this as a nice little thing to put in your tool belt, to breathe and practice your breath before you go to sleep. It's the underlying base pranayama, just the understanding of the fullness of the breath. So before any further complications, it's really nice to just have this as your base ground, so to speak, with the breath. And so I hope that you enjoyed that and that it's useful. And hopefully this will work and you'll be receiving it soon. Namaste.